Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will learn how to create our scripts on simple notepad. And also we know that there are different editors available. We have VI editor, we have Nano editor, we have Gedit editor, right? So there are so many editors available and you can work on any of them. But still people find it very comfortable in working on notepad. So now let's learn how to create your scripts on your notepad. So before that, first of all, we have to create a file. So let's create the file. So a file can be created with the help of the command touch. And I name the file as d dot. You have to give the extension txt because it is a text file, right? Now you can see ls. By this command, you can see that what are the different files and directories available. So this deep.txt file has been created in your current working directory, right? Now you have to open this file, and to open this file we have a command that is xdg hyphen open, and with space you have to name the file d.txt, and then you can see that the notepad file will open now. Now you can see this file and the name of the file is d.txt. Now as I've earlier also told you that you are writing a shell script and you are using bash. So for that, first of all, you will be starting your file with this hash, then exclamation sign, then with space you are giving the location of your bash, which is located inside bin. So after you write this, after this you can start writing your script. So I am here creating a very simple script to explain you how you can create your script in notepad. So simply I am writing the command echo and I am displaying welcome to notepad, and then after this I am simply writing this command touch command, and I'm creating two more files, that is lab1.txt and lab2.txt. After this I am going to write in, I am now going to write some content in lab1 as well as in lab2. So for that I want to write the content of the command cal, and with this operator I can redirect the output of cal command to lab1. So lab1.txt. So cal is used to calculate the calendar of the current month, that will be written in lab1.txt. But be careful that you have to use this operator only, otherwise it is not going to give you the right result. Then you will write, now in the next file you are going to create, you are going to take the output of date command. So now the output of this date command, which is going to give you the current date, will be redirected to your next file, that is lab2.txt. After that, again I am giving a simple printf displayed message with the help of echo command, and I say see you next time, right? So again I'm just giving you a brief about this script. So every time whenever you write a script, you have to start with hash, exclamation sign, then with space, /bin/bash, and then I have created these space after every command so that it is better visualized to you. Now I am writing this echo command and I am displaying a message, welcome to this notepad. Then after that, with the help of the touch command, I am creating lab1 and lab2 notepad files, and the output of cal command is redirected to lab1 and output of date command is redirected to lab2. So in lab1 you can see our calculator, sorry, you will be seeing calendar, and in lab2 you will be seeing the date, current calendar and current date, right? And here again I am displaying a message that is see you next time with the help of the echo command. Now this was a simple script. Now when you have to come out of it, you can first you need to save it. So I have saved it. Now you can simply press on this cross button and you can come out of this notepad file. And one more thing, be careful that when you run this file deep.txt, then only these two files lab1 and lab2 will be created. Before that it will not be created. Now let's see, because when I will be using ls command, you can see only deep.txt that I have earlier also shown you, but these two will not be shown to you. Now let's see. So I've saved the file. Now again, as I've told you, when I use this ls command, you could see only deep.txt because it was created. by this command, right? But after running this file only, you will see the two files that have been created inside this file. So again, if I use ls, you can see that we can't see any lab1 and lab2 files. So there is no lab1 lab2 file that will be only available when you run this file, right? Now, how to run a file? So to run a file, we have to use dot and then forward slash, and after that you are going to name the file, right? Dot and then forward slash, and then the name of the file is deep.txt. Now it is saying that permission is denied, so you cannot run this file. So as this file has not yet run, so you can see that here lab1 and lab2 is not created because it has not successfully run. So still after it has run, then only you can see lab1 and lab2 will be created, and I'll show you that. So now we have to check what are the different permissions given to this file. So I will use ls space -l, which is going to give you the long listing of which file you want to see. If you write lsl, it is going to give you the long listing of all the files. But I'm not interested in seeing all the files because it will take time. So I will write ls hyphen ls space -l, and I will name the file deep.txt. And you can see that there is no execute permission given to this file because we have to execute this file, we have to run this file, and we are only given read write permissions to all the groups, right? So the first group we are just given read write and then then only read. So we will now use chmod, that is change mode, which is going to change the permission of this file, and I am going to use +x. Now what it will do is to all the three groups, it is going to give execute permission, right? chmod +x, and then with space you are writing the name of the file deep.txt, right? So when you run this file, you will see that all the different groups available all the three groups will be given the execute permission. Now once again, let's run this, and you can see that execute has been provided to all the groups, right? So now we can perfectly run this file. So as I've told you earlier also, how will we run this file? So you will be writing. So with the help of this arrow button, top arrow and down arrow, you can go to the previous commands also so that you don't waste time. So I have written this, and you can see that you have perfectly run this file. Now it has perfectly executed. So that was successful execution of this file. And you already saw that the content in the file was welcome to Notepad and see you next time. So you can only see the two contents. Why? Because if I just see this cat and I see the content of this file, you can see that with echo you have printed welcome to Notepad, which is displayed here, right? Similarly, with the help of this again echo command, you have displayed see you next time, which is also available here. But what about these two lines? Because they are not printing anything, they are creating the files, and that also I will make you clear now. So only the echo command output will be displayed here that you can see. But as I've earlier told you, when you were using ls command, you could only see this file, but not these two files, lab1 and lab2. Now, because we have successfully executed this file, so these two files will be now created. And now you can see that if I write ls, you can see that now see, we have created lab1 and lab2 inside this script. So lab1 and lab2 have been created. And if you remember in lab1, what we did? In lab1, we redirected the output of cal command. That is, we are transferring this output to lab1. Now, if I want to see the content of this file, you can see that, right? If I open this file, which file? lab1.txt, you can see what is written inside this file. You will be seeing the current calendar. Now see, in lab1, can see the current calendar which was given here, right? Now coming to next file, that is lab2. And in this file, as we can see, in lab2 date, the current date was redirected. So you can see the same also, that the current date is 2nd October 2020, which has been redirected to lab2. So in this way, you can see that in both the files, we have shifted this, and with the simple script, we have done this, right? And also you can open the files. And how will you open this? So if I write xdg open, you can see that If you open this file, you cannot open this because you have to use this command, right? I have done a mistake here, sorry. I have to write xdg. Now you can see that the file will be open now, and you can see in lab1 file, your lab1.txt notepad file, you can see the calendar of the current month, and I close this, and after that I again check it for lab2, and now the notepad file will open, and you can see that the current date, that is 2nd October 2020, and today is Friday, is being displayed with the time. So in this way, this is a small, this video was all about describing you how you can create the shell scripts in the notepad also, because most of the time people get confused in working in VI editor and nano editor. So if you feel good that if you are comfortable in working in notepad, you can do the same. So that's all for this lecture. In the coming lectures, I will also tell you how to run your shell scripts in VI editor, nano editor, and Gedit editor. Till then, stay tuned to my lecture. Thank you so much.